A very good morning to you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Dr. Basalirwa, and also I want to thank all our participants this morning. Thank you very much for joining us today. We started this last week when we had Mr. Wilobo take us through the rules for delivering exceptional customer service. And we continue to say that it's very important that we pay attention to how we serve our customers. It's not enough for us to bring a good product to the market or even a good service, but also how we give it out, how we deliver this to the customer is very important, because what use is it for you to have a business and you have no customers? So it is the customer it is because of the customer that a business is existent. That's why we should continue to pay attention. And Mr. Wilobo, who is our speaker today, last week took us through the rules for excellent customer service. Just very quickly to remind all of us that he said that customer service is not a department, but it is a responsibility for everybody in the organization. And I hope that when we went back last week, we were able to reflect on some of these rules and possibly started to even implement them. And then also he talked about the fact that we win one customer at a time, but lose thousands at a time. And so it is very important that we again pay attention to retaining those that have come to us. And in this age, in this era of technology, where it becomes so easy for somebody to write and everybody reads what they've written, we need to be even more important, because somebody will go on TikTok, they'll go on any social media platform and share information about their experience, and that will really mean that you're going to lose. It's also true that somebody who who praises a business or talks about their experience at a certain business premise is likely to bring you more customers. It is also very important that as people interact with customers, they are communicating clearly. Everybody should have information about the business and its offerings, and also treating customers as regulars and ensuring that they come back again and again, ensuring that as we interact with customers, we do so with respect, including the bosses respecting their staff when they're interacting with customers. He talked about being able to dress well, to reflect that very good image about a business or a company. He also shared an experience when he went to Bravo Shoes. And Bravo, by the way, Brian ISJ has been here before. He's talked to us about branding several times, and so I completely agree with you, Fred, that he does very well at treating customers excellently. So this morning is a continuation of what we started last week, and I would like to welcome you, Fred, to continue with giving us the rules for delivering excellent, exceptional customer service. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, the Director of the Center, Dr. Diana Ntamu. I would also love to thank Dr. Basalirwa, our host today. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you all. I hope I'm loud and clear.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, please. Thank you. I would love once again to welcome you to the second session of delivering exceptional customer service, or the rules of delivering customer service. I want to thank Dr. Diana for taking us through a quick recap of what transpired in session 1. And this is a continuation of the same rules and the emphasis that has been already put to us on how important our customers are to our businesses, and therefore we need to work towards retaining them so that they can refer their friends to us and our businesses can be sustainable and even beat the competition that is coming in. Ladies and gentlemen, today in session 2, I want to look at the following other rules that I feel are very pertinent towards offering exceptional customer service. Like already introduced much earlier, my background is in education. I've spent some good time in education, so I'll draw some good examples from the service where I have actually worked more in. And the other rule is be a copycat. Be a copycat. You know, in this world of competition, one needs to pay close attention to what the competitors are doing. Remember, you are not the only one that is offering a particular service or the only one offering a particular product. With the global competition, some of your competitors are not even known to you. You only see their products coming in. So we need to pay close attention to what our competitors are doing and therefore become a copycat. A number of businesses have gotten where they are today by taking a leaf from what other companies are doing. I want to call it benchmarking. And in my system in schools, I encourage our personnel, entrepreneurs, directors, administrators, and even teachers of different schools to go and benchmark with those other schools that are performing much better than they are, so that they look at what they can copy, what they can improve, what they can implement. So benchmarking is just like being a copycat. If you don't know what competitors are doing in the same business that you are in, you may be left behind. You know, in the event that your competitor installs a better system, invests in a faster way of doing things, they will eventually steal your customers. And before long, you'll wish you had copied them. I have seen this happen in the restaurant business and cafe business in Kampala. And some businesses have copied the system. I've seen Cafe Javas come in with their very good services and fast service, tech in their delivery, and other local businesses are actually copying a leaf from what Cafe Javas has brought in. And that is the way to go. So we should stay tuned to what our competitors are doing. And we should therefore not hesitate to take what they are taking on. You may not copy everything. Of course, it could be your resources may not allow you to take on whatever they want, but you can improve on whatever you are doing after seeing what your competitors are doing. So be a copycat, don't be an island, because we are living in a world of competition, and competitors and customers have a variety of choices. Before long, they will have run away from you if they realize that your product or your services are not being delivered to the best of their requirement. The other one, hire the best cast or hire the best team. Let me call it that way. Hire the best team. You know, providing great customer service takes more than just flexible procedures and policies. You can have good procedures, you can have good policies, but who are those people going to implement those policies? You also need the right people to execute these smart policies and procedures. Otherwise, you'll be like a football coach with a great game plan, but lousy players. Is it? You bring a very top coach, you pay them very heavily, but the players that you give the coach are lousy. The coach will never win a game, much as they have very good game plans, great procedures, great policies. They cannot win. Why? Because of the kind of people that they are going to work with. And this is also true in schools. You know, with the schools, you can go and copy very good policies from top schools. And I've been consulted on this a number of times. Schools invite me and they tell me to share some policies that I've been sharing elsewhere, some procedures, some programs, some strategies, and I've shared them. But after sharing them, I tell them that who is going to implement this? Having good procedures without having the right people to implement will make those procedures not work. So in other words, I'm saying hire the best team. This takes us back to how we hire, the process of our interviews. I will not go deep into that, but we should be very careful when we are hiring people. As we are looking at hiring people, we can look at their skills. Do they have the skills? But beyond the skills, there are two other very vital ingredients we need to look at. Number one is the attitude of the person you are bringing on board. What is their attitude like? If they are not positive, then you have a problem. With very good procedures, with their negativity, they will not give a good service. The other thing is the passion. People who have a passion definitely will deliver very good services. So the point here is hire the best people to give you the service. Otherwise, even if you have very good procedures, very good policies, but you have the wrong kind of people, I want to tell you that you will not get there. And if you've read the book of From Good to Great, it is stated somewhere that people are not the most important assets in an organization, but the right people are. But do you have the right people? Do you have the right team to deliver those policies, those procedures in order to serve better? So that is another rule that we should be very careful with. The other one is look sharp. You know, I love people who look sharp. If you must deliver good service, which is exceptional, your looks alone, the way you appear, is very important. I will explain more on this. But before I do that, let me make this statement. People see you before they hear you. As the customer is walking to you, they are seeing you. Before you even begin speaking to them, they've made an assumption, they've drawn an image about you. So pay attention to personal appearance. People will always make assumptions about you in the first few seconds they spend with you. Customers are not different from any other, this is not different from any other business. People will judge you based on the way they expect you to serve them. If your appearance is professional, they will assume that you will serve them professionally. If not, they will take their business elsewhere. Now, by looking sharp, I'm not necessarily looking at your dress code and your grooming. It goes beyond that. It goes to the energy you expose, the alertness, the attention, the eagerness to serve. All this is looking sharp. You know, there are people who are so sloppy, who are, they look lazy, their standing posture is very weak. I mean, they could be smart. They've put on the corporate wear of the company. They are at the front desk willing to serve, but their appearance looks, I'm not willing, I'm not happy to serve you today. The way they greet, their voices, the tone. I mean, people who are sharp will always encourage customers to come in and transact. I've told my trainees sometimes that, you know, when you're moving around school, you walk like you have a spring in your leg. You move fast, don't move sluggishly. When you're going to class, move like, I mean, I'm getting late, or I should be there earlier than the bell goes. That alone will communicate to people observing that this person is interested in what they are doing. They look sharp. So if people don't look sharp, it is not easy for them to serve, to give a good service, and we should look out on that as entrepreneurs. The other one is listen up. We should learn to listen. These are simple things, but people ignore them. There is no way you can deliver exceptional customer service when you're not a good listener. The moment the customer walks to your door, to the business, to your premises, and they want to transact, they'll want to be listened to. If your customers feel that they're not being listened to, they will not transact with you. They will, of course, return the favor and go elsewhere. So make sure all employees who are in contact with customers or clients master the art of listening. And mastering the art of listening goes beyond only keeping quiet and letting them talk. It goes to having the right posture. It goes to having eye contact. It goes to not interrupting the customer when they are communicating. It goes to taking notes where possible. I like it when you go to a restaurant, you go to a hotel, and the waiter comes in and takes notes. What will you take? What should we offer you? And they are taking notes. But I've also gone elsewhere where a waiter comes, they ask what you want, you tell them, they go midway there to to the till, they come back and tell you, once again, what did you say? Please, can you remind me? Or you give them your order and they bring something completely different. They were not listening. They didn't have what we call active listening. And this pisses off customers. The next time, they will definitely not be there. So let us train our team. Let us have our employees to learn to listen, to practice active listening, because customers want to feel that I'm having this attention. You see, I've gone to businesses in town and people have remained on phone. People have installed TVs in their business premises and somebody's busy watching a news, busy watching a movie, and their customer is there. They need to be attended to. So that is a challenge if we don't listen to our customers, because they'll go elsewhere where they are listened, where they are listened to. The other one that is, of course, very important as well, know the difference between needs and wants of the customers. What are the customers' needs and what do they actually want? Now, customers will come to our premises, to our business, for something they need. Yes, they will come for something they need. They may need a shirt. They may need a meal. They may be in need of a smartphone. They may be in need of a luxury vacation. This is what gets them to your doors, what they actually need. But if you want to keep them coming back and they sing you praises, it's not enough to give them what they need. You also have to give them what they really want. So our task as entrepreneurs and business people is to actually know, what do my customers need and what do they want? But the need may be easy. What they need is what brings them to you. They need a haircut. They need a salon do. They need a meal. They need a shirt. They need a phone. You get it? They need to hire a car, to rent a car. That is what they need. But what do they actually want that will keep them coming back to you? Some customers want convenience, the ease with which they can do business with you. Some customers want to be served quickly. Their time bad. They don't waste time. They have other things to do. They cannot spend 10, 15 minutes with you. Some customers are so mindful about quantity. Others are mindful about quality. Some customers actually want quality human interaction. They want to feel that they are being cared for. That's what they want. And that's what brings them there to get their need, because of what they actually want. I have seen my friends go back to the same gym every other day to the same gym. Not because the machines in the gym are different from machines elsewhere, but because of the way they are attended to while they're in the gym. Because of the choice of music that is played while they are working out. Because of the attention of the trainer attending to them. That is what they actually want. But what they need is to work out. So if we get to know what do our customers, and of course, the wants of the customers will be different. There are as many as the customers are. So our ability to study and know that this customer needs this, the other one wants this, the other one wants the other, and it will help us to serve them much, much better. We cannot give an all fit. So we need to know, study them. Your first interaction, a few minutes to interact with the customer, should tell you what they actually need. Somebody can rush in, they're in a hurry, they speak very fast. You should be very good at determining that this one is somebody who wants to be served very fast. This one wants comfort. This one wants this. So know the customer's needs and therefore know their wants as well. The other that is equally important, ladies and gentlemen, is be reliable. be reliable. Businesses will live or die based on reliability. You can have the best products, but that won't be enough to make you earn profits if you're not reliable. Your customers will run away. Reliability means that when you promise something, you deliver as and how you promised it. Reliability means that you make your customers feel safe and secure when they are dealing with you. You don't make them get worried. They don't have doubts. You are delivering the same product at the same quality every other time, every day, whenever the customer requires it. Reliability means you reduce, you diminish your excuses, your apologies. You know, when you find yourself as a business person apologizing a number of times, it means people are questioning your reliability. The complaints are becoming many, so you're not as reliable as you were, or you are not reliable at all. Customers want continuity. They want to be sure that they're going to be given the same product, the same quality, the same service at the right time, in the right place, every other time they need it. So it is very important that we are reliable. I want to relate it to school business and the bus business or the shuttles. The transport means that deliver children to and from school. A number of schools today have bought vans, have bought buses, and they pick their children from their homes and take them to school. Now, parents want reliable means of transport. They want to be sure that the van will pick their children at the time they agree to pick them. They want to be sure that their children will reach school at the time they agree to take them to school and return them back home. At the time they agree, they'll return them back home. If a school has a van that continues having breakdowns, it has issues, mechanical issues, and every other time it has broken off on the road, their transport means is not reliable. And for that reason, a parent can change their child from that school and take them to another school because their transport is no longer reliable. If you are late, you agree that you're picking the child at exactly 7 a.m. and then you come at 7:30, you keep the parent waiting on the roadside or waiting by their gate for the van to come, and it comes 30 minutes late, it comes 1 hour late. That doesn't show reliability. Parents will begin complaining, and before long, they will take their children to another school where they are more reliable. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, as we strive to offer good services and retain our customers, it is very important that we take those key pointers that I've really mentioned. Today, I've added another 5 to the list that I provided previously, and I would love that we put them into our business, we practice them, we implement them, and step by step, we shall see how our customers get delighted at the way we are actually delivering the good customer service to them. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to decline my submission by thanking you so much for listening, and I want to hand over to our host. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wilobo. We are always privileged to have you make presentations. We appreciate you. Thank you for your time and for your allowing again to come and share with us the great rules of customer service. We appreciate you. Thank you. And you've managed this time so well. I would like to invite Nora to guide us in the Q&A session so that Mr. Wilobo can interact more with our clients and our participants who are logged on this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to invite Nora to go ahead and handle the Q&A. Nora, please.
Thank you so much, Dr. Edith. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here once again for the Q&A session. Thank you so much, our dear speaker, Mr. Wilobo. Thank you so much for the good presentation. You've talked about being passionate, being a good listener, having positive energy. It's not about physical appearance or physical smartness, but we also, the vibe and energy we give out to the clients or customers we get, having the right attitude. And you've also reminded us as organizations, as business people, to hire the best. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. This is an opportunity for you to raise up your hand and ask our speaker any question. And as I wait for members to raise their hands from the chat, most of the participants are thanking you for the presentation. They are glad to be here, and I believe we are all going to become better people. So ladies and gentlemen, I invite us to raise up our hands in case of any questions. Yes, technical team, please unmute Dr. Mabel Komunda to be able to ask her question. Technical team, please unmute Dr. Mabel to be able to raise her question. Dr. Mabel, are you able to speak? Dr. Mabel, are you able to speak?
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Wilobo, for this great presentation. This is an area I'm very, very passionate about. So you can imagine I woke up very early to listen to you, and you have made my day. So you find that many organizations recruit people who seem very determined, very passionate, but as time goes on, there is getting used. I don't know whether to call it a kamanyiro. They get so much used to the work that people who would always be keeping time, talking to the visitors very nicely, they just sluggish, and the quality of work, the customer care services keep dwindling down and down and down to almost zero. How is one able to maintain the standard to make sure that people keep up with that good spirit, the vibe of working hard and having good customer care is kept on. It doesn't go down. How can people maintain that good spirit of having the heart for the organization, especially in terms of caring for the customers? Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Wilobo, I think you can be able to respond to that as I wait for other questions.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mabel, for those insights and for the question. I'm glad that you woke up early. I'm excited that you're passionate about the same topic. What you're presenting is true, and we've experienced this a number of times. When people are in the mornings of their employment, they've joined, they've been recruited, they can work so well and they show very good customer service, but as time passes by, it keeps on diminishing, it keeps on declining, and this affects the way they deal with the customers. Before we maintain that, we should first of all ask ourselves, why do they decline in their customer service delivery? Why is it after some time that they drop? Could it be that there's an issue with motivation? Could it be there's an issue with recognition? Could it be there's an issue with the administration? Could it be lack of refresher courses? So I feel that there could be a number of reasons why a good employee would after some time decline. I've not exhausted all of them, but in my submission, I would say, number one, we would motivate them. Of course, the motivation could be by way of their remunerations and other benefits that we give them. It could also be the way the kind of leadership. In some businesses we have managers, we have middle-level managers, but how do they relate? What's the interpersonal relation between the supervisors and the supervisees? This could be equally a motivator. And then appraisals, appraisals will help us to know who we should retain or who we should retire. When we employ people and after some time we don't appraise them to show them their strength and the areas where they should work on, by the time we think of intervening, it is too late and we feel that we need to fire them. So my point here is, let us motivate them. Let us exhibit good leadership to the team, because that can also be a demotivator. 3, let us appraise the team. They should know that whatever work they are doing at a given point in time, they are going to be appraised and clearly showing where their strengths are and where their weaknesses are. Of course, this may keep them online, but also continuing to remind them and give them those refresher courses could help in maintaining the zeal. Otherwise, after some time, of course, people wear and tear. And that is why those contracts, employment contracts are there, that we can only employ you up to 10 years or 15 years, depending on the kind of service they are delivering. Some people are not needed beyond 45 years of age, depending on the kind of service they are delivering. Thank you so much. That's how I would submit. Thank you. Back to you, Nora.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wilobo. And still from our chat, people are still thanking you so much for the amazing presentation. And members, I'm encouraging you to still drop your question in the Q&A section so that we can be able to answer you. We still have some time. However, towards the end, we won't be able to take in many questions, so use this opportunity. Tedris Mary Nasali is asking that at the point of hiring, how do you measure a candidate's passion and attitude? At the point of hiring, how do you measure a candidate's attitude and passion? Let me see if anyone has raised their hand. Not yet, so I think I'll also let you answer this question, Mr. Wilobo.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, you talked about hiring. You hire the best people, you hire the best employees so that they can deliver those policies. Otherwise, when you have good policies, good strategies with the wrong people, definitely they will not give the service that you require. Now, hiring is surely a very huge area that we would go into. But briefly, a number of times when we constitute a committee, a panel to interview new recruits, some employees, some employers, and some panels stick on surface questions and surface interactions to gauge whether they will recruit a new person or not. Now, it all goes back on how we have formatted our particular interactions and questions to them. There are some questions that may not necessarily be related to the field that you are in, but somehow wanting this person to bring out the very best. Before somebody comes for an interview, they also get prepared. Just like you prepare to come and interview them, they also get prepared to respond to some of the others. And sometimes they guess right some of the questions you're going to give them. But when Wilobo, for example, is interviewing teachers, I rarely ask them issues related with their teaching. I could, for example, ask a new recruit, a new teacher in an interview, where do you go to church? That is a simple question. Where do you go to church? Now, after they've told me where they go to church, that is if they are Christians. Of course, if they're Muslims, I'll also ask them, where do they go for Juma prayers? And then I would ask them for whether they actually know the priest or the parish priest or the imam of the area. This is completely not related to them working at school, but I'm trying to look at their interpersonal relation, their interaction with other people. I could even ask you, are you married? You tell me, yes, I am married. I mean, how does your wife call you? How does she call you? I will tell the way you interact. Do they call you by name, or they have something else they call you? I would tell you, where is your village? And then you tell me there. I tell you, how often do you go there? I go there every Christmas, or I go there every 2 months. That alone can tell me. So there are questions you can coin out that will really show that this person, beyond just wanting to be paid, they are also good elsewhere, because the way you do anything is the way you do everything. If in a way, I'll always give this example. When I come to your sitting room and it is dirty, I will not want to go to your bedroom, because what the sitting room is showing me is telling me that bedroom is worse. So the way you handle these simple things that may not be related to your employment could give us a picture of the kind of person that you're going to show when you end up here. That is how I would respond. Thank you. Back to you, Nora.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wilobo. And from our chat, Shamila Narada is saying amazing presentation. Hope Najara is saying, Shamim Narada still is asking, how can we get to have business leaders appreciate their role on delivery of exceptional customer service experience, because many times they have a role to play in the service delivery in terms of not responding to feedback from those who serve customers. And just a minute. Let me repeat this question. How can we get to have business leaders appreciate their role on delivery of exceptional customer service or experience? Because many times they have a role to play in the service delivery in terms of not responding to feedback from those who serve the customers. There's also another question in the chat from Dr. Mebo Komonda, and is saying, if someone is if someone is a very hardworking person but rude, you have warned them but no improvement, they make a good contribution to the company, would you let them go? Back to you, Mr. Wilobo. Back to you, Mr. Wilobo, with those two questions.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'll begin with the rudeness. If somebody is rude, but again, making good contribution, now, my view on this would be, contribution may not necessarily be, I would not measure contribution necessarily to one aspect. But the humor you have, your level of interaction is also a contribution. And it is denying me some customers or some businesses. So I've talked to them, and they are not taking in, they are not changing. in my opinion, I would let them go, because put it this way. If you had somebody who was not rude, but also delivering good service, the other person could be there. So this person may be denying you the benefit of not being rude, although you are reaping from the other side. But if you are reaping from both sides, you'd even be a better winner. So I would let them go. That's my take on that. And then the other one is the responsibility of business leaders in responding to feedback. Yeah, I must admit, some business leaders, some managers, some directors ignore some feedback that is given by the people who are in touch and in contact with the clients on a daily basis. And in one of the rules I mentioned last week, on last Wednesday, I did say that customer service, to deliver good customer service, we should obey the law of gravity. It should start from up. So these leaders, I mean, I don't know surely how they should really appreciate. But the point is, if the top leaders are not giving the required feedback, or they are not responding to feedback, then the lower cadres will become helpless on what to do next. So in a way, the different reports that they are given should show. You know, sometimes the lower cadres do not submit reports in writing, or they just talk it off. They just mention that we have A, B, C, D, E. And I mean, I would think that repeatedly mentioning the same concern to the business leader would eventually yield. But the business people should know that responding to feedback is equally important. That is what I can actually say. Thank you. Yes, Nora?
I don't know, maybe Nora has challenges, but I can start. There's another question from David Matabi. No, David Matabi says, thank you so much for the great presentation. In the scenario where you are poaching for the best talent in the industry, we are looking at skill set. How do I ensure the person to be recruited is well-rounded and well-versed with customer service? That is one. I would like also to add another one from Hope, Madam Hope Jemima Kasimbazi. She says the rule person needs to be mentored and exposed to training like this. There is also need to appreciate his good work and use as an example to colleagues. I think Madam Hope Jemima Kasimbazi is making a comment. She's adding a comment. Thank you very much. Mr. Wilobo, if you could respond to that one of David Matavi.
Yeah, thank you very much, Bwana David Matabi, for that question. When you're looking for the skill set, how do you find somebody who is really well-rounded? It is similar to what was asked much earlier concerning how do you fish out for the passion and maybe the attitude of the person that you would want to employ. Of course, this is not an easy one, because our customers will come when they're up to bid. I want to give a simple example. I was chairing an interview of some NGO, and we were recruiting a grants officer. Now, the grants officer went and did their research. Okay, the candidate went and did their research very well. They didn't have any experience, but they did research on another NGO and looked at the roles of the grant officer. When they came to present, they presented so well that we couldn't believe that what was presenting is true. He was too good in his presentation and talk and the amount of money he had gotten for the NGO he wanted to leave, for him to leave it and come to the NGO that were looking for somebody to come into. So we said, no, but look here, how can somebody be this too good? And yet at the same time, they are not having what to do, and yet the company they claim they are working in is performing so well. So we went to the website. We did due diligence. We went to the website. There and then, while it was still there, we did research and started looking for information, verifying what he was telling us, and we realized that he was completely telling us something different. He was not the person in that position. It was somebody else's role, and we realized that if we had not done due diligence, we would have got it wrong. So I would think that when we are taking on these other people, let's also do a background check. If they have experience elsewhere, it would be very good for us to go and find out from wherever they have been, leave alone them coming with a letter of recommendation. We would find out from the lower cadres where they are, how this person has been, or how they conduct themselves. And also, we could put them into an open scenario situation. Come up with the scenario questions and let them answer them on spot, as we are also judging, looking at a number of parameters. So I feel that as we are looking for this person, we structure our interview process to pick out all these items. That means before the interview takes place, we should have come up with the leading questions, leading situations that will enable us spin out the best candidate for particular positions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wilobo. One more question. The last question we are handling today is from Josephine, and she's saying, recently my organization reshuffled the structure. I was put into customer service department, which is totally a new experience for me. What courses or websites or anything can I read to help me succeed in my new role? Back to you, Mr. Wilobo.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm glad that you're attending this Become a Better Entrepreneur, and this is why you found some of these issues. But I would advise that you take on short courses. I trust MUBS has short courses, and the Department of Connecting with your customers or marketing that can really, could it be marketing? Okay, it could be beyond marketing, that can help you improve on yourself. But also, we have a number of self-help books out there that can guide us in getting a few tips here and there. I could, for example, say there is a book. The title is How to Win Your Customers and Their Friends Too. I mean, there are a number of books out there. And each of them may have one or two things that you take on. But on the other thing, you can take on a short course at different universities, and the business school will be the best option. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Yes, I've seen Michael Chigundu. Please, technical team, unmute, and this will be our last question because of time. Technical team, please unmute Michael Chigundu to raise his question.
Hello. Am I loud and clear?
Yes, you are.
Thank you, presenter. Two issues, one on the customer's need and want in order to serve him better. I did not get it very clear to differentiate the two. Then two, I have a school and many parents come and pressure my administration to say, I want my child in P2 because probably the girl has overgrown. This is where, and many times the administration yields. I find it very unprofessional. Although for them, they say they want to serve the customer better, they listen to the customer, and then they yield to the customer. I tell them that is extremely unacceptable. So there's need to balance. How do I explain to administration that they need to have a standard? A child being P1, he doesn't pass interview, However much the customer wants, the parent wants him in P2, don't allow. I find it conflicting with my administration. How do you help me? Thank you.
Thank you very much for those questions. My take on let me begin with the last one. Pressures by parents in schools. And that is a very big issue. A number of schools have this concern, and also parents, even the parents, some of the parents who are on call here also don't want to allow some of the things. But my take is this. When you set standards that must be followed by your team, the moment we compromise with those standards, we are compromising with the system and the business. As you are admitting learners who are not fit for a particular class, you are compromising the standard of that particular class. That will affect the entire school system. If this continues, and the same parent that wants this child to go to that class because they're of age will still want results. They will still look at the report card and tell you the child is performing poorly. And there will be the same parent that will run on social media and be telling everybody that I took my child here, but he's not performing well. Remember, education is a spiral. You go to one level after successfully completing this other level, showing competence that you can move on to the next level. So your administrators should have standards, should know that what they're doing is, first of all, not professional. Because then what is the role they need for the interview? Why do we assess these learners? Why do we give them grades? You see, so they are not acting professionally, and they are not. Maybe you don't have standards that that are there, because at the end of it all, even the good parents will not bring the children there, because they will know that your class is a weak class. After some time, they will get to know that. Then the other issue is the clarity on what the customers need and what the customers want. Now, customers, what the customers need is what brings them, is the first reason why they come to your premises. Customers will come for something they need, and this may include they need a meal, they need a shirt, they need a smartphone, they need a vacation, they need a car. That is what brings them. Remember, as they come, they don't know what your business is made up of. They know the product, they know the service, but beyond the service, what else are you offering? That takes us to what they want. If you want customers to keep coming back to you, you should not only give them what they need, what they have come for, but give them much more. And this is what I said. Some customers actually, they need, I'll take an example. You go to KFC, you need chicken. But you need quick service. You want quick service. The chicken is what you need, but you want quick service. You could even have got the chicken elsewhere, as long as they have quick service. So what the customer needs is chicken, but what they want is quick service. That is one customer. The other one may want convenience in payment. There are customers who don't move with cash these days. The moment they pick what they want, they will ask you, can I use Momo Pay, or can I use a card to pay? Go to Chinatown today. They have lots of options of payment. They have convenience. You don't have cash with you, you can use Momo Pay, you can use Airtel Pay, you can use your card. You see, that is convenience. So they need what they have picked in their trolley, but they want convenience. In the event that you don't have those other means that they would use to pay, they would live without buying, because I mean, what they need, what they want is actually not there. The other one, some customers want the ambience. You get it? You keep on going back to the same hotel, to the same restaurant, not because their bed is made of a different material. It is also wood. They have cotton bed sheets, but the ambience that is there, that is what they want. They need a nice rest, but they also need a good ambience. They need good music. So all these are, sorry, I beg your pardon, all these are what they want. They need to refresh, they need to relax, but they want good ambience. That is what I would submit. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wilobo, for answering these questions. Thank you so much for giving an opportunity to our participants, giving them enough time to ask you these questions. Surely, I believe we are going to do better in our businesses. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for that great, amazing presentation. Back to you, our host, Dr. Edith.
Thank you very much, Nora, for managing Q&A. And thank you, Mr. Wilobo, for the interaction and comments you've given to our participants. We appreciate your time. Ladies and gentlemen, we've reached top of the hour. I would like to end this, but before we end it, allow me to invite the principal of Makerere University Business School, Professor Moses Mwezi, to make his closing remarks. Professor Mwezi, please unmute and give your closing remarks.
Thank you so much, Dr. Basalirwa. And good morning, dear participants. Thank you, Mr. Olanya, for creating time to share with us that wisdom. I believe those who were on call last week and this week are now conversant with what it takes to treat customers. Certainly, customers are important, as Mr. Olanya has told us. I gather that an organization will need to have it institutionalized, not only the front desk officers, but everybody from top office to the lowest office. Well, thank you so much, participants, for being part of this. We believe we are doing something. We believe our business are improving. We believe we have competencies and skills to grow our businesses. Thank you so much, Entrepreneurship Center, and everybody. May God bless you all.
Thank you very much, Principal. Professor Moses Mwezi, we appreciate your encouragement. Thank you for the closing remarks. And thank you for always logging on to participate with the participants who enjoy the Thursday trainings. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you very much. Thank you for always logging on every Thursday morning to start with us. And we would like to remind you that remember to log on again next time, next Thursday, next time, same time. I'd like to stop it here and wish you everybody a blessed Thursday and bye-bye for now.
You gotta get up and make a move, 'cause the world will never see you until you do. No, they don't really care what you're going through, so you gotta show them, baby. You gotta show them the real you. You gotta give them what you've got. No, don't let them see what you're not, 'cause you are strong. You are wise. You are worth beyond 1,000 reasons why. And you can't be perfect, baby, 'cause nobody's perfect, darling. But no, 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 there's nobody in the world like you. What do you do when you can't let go? What do you say when you just don't know how you feel? And you know nobody knows how you feel, 'cause everybody's got their own damn problem. So everybody's trying to find their way, and day by day is a struggle. In this world, you know you have to hustle. Just know that you're not alone. You don't always have to be strong all by yourself. I said it's okay to ask for help. Now listen, people will find you, but they don't define you. And you will find people who help redesign you. People will find you, but they don't define you. pre-designed you. You are a work of art. Bet you didn't think you'd come this far. Now here you are. Baby, you are strong. You are wise. You are worth beyond 1,000 reasons why. And you can be perfect, baby, 'cause nobody's perfect, darling. But no, there's nobody in the world like you.
Small teams,